I don't recommend anybody. Every time we talked about some existential stuff, don't fucking do it. Stay ignorant. Don't come over here. It sucks.
Don't cross that threshold.
Thinking about this shit all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Ass.
Oh yeah.
Eat your ice cream.
Yeah. There you go.
Buy some pizza.
Yeah.
Fuck your girl.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Do not come over here. That pill sucks ass.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Itchy Sweater Podcast. We are your humble servants, Donatello, Michelangelo, and there's four. Raphael. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, I know there was four, but I didn't know which one. To choose for. Yeah.
Got to do your homework, big guy.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I'm feeling real Michelangelo right now. You know
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Then that's what we're going off of then. So, we are your humble servants, Raphael, Michelangelo, Leonardo, and
Donatello's in the back somewhere, probably in Derek's closet.
probably that's where all of my arch nemesis go to take a time out and reflect on what they did
With the expired juicy fruit snacks. that are
exactly.
in there.
So we have a very special guest in the Itchy Sweater stratosphere today, and I'm gonna go ahead and let Mr. Calvin introduce himself.
I appreciate the introduction. I'm a nobody. I'm a ghost. I get lost in the crowd. Sometimes I like to look good. I put on a suit, wear some jewelry. That's all.
That's good.
Now, correct me, Calvin. Your last name is, how do you pronounce it?
Cabilling.
Cabilling. Okay,
Nice.
Mr. Calvin Cabilling,
Cabillionaire.
Cabillionaire, with the drippiest of drips going on right now. Probably
start with me.
the most drippiest guest we will probably ever have.
No,
This
man.
guy.
Oh, man. Hey, man.
I've seen this guy work on cars with full-on suits and jewelry on.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
appreciate it.
This man, I'll tell you, he is one in a million.
Hands dirty, never suits dirty.
That's
Just a
exactly.
guy. I'm just a guy
Yeah.
that walks around, pretends to be an asshole, and is actually nice.
See, I don't ever see that side. I don't see you being an asshole. So
Dude, you just haven't. Oh, I'm telling you, I am rude. Okay, I command my respect, and
That's what
I
I'm talking about.
assert it. Okay, like if someone. What's a good example? Oh, I was at a boba shop. I'm gonna get me some boba. Right, and this lady, there's a girl in front of me, probably like 17-year-old girl in front of me, and then a guy ordering, and this mom walks in, and she does the old creep. She like stands at the side, looks at the menu, walks a little forward, and I'm like looking at her like, bitch, who do you think you are? And then she cuts in front of the girl, try and get, because I know what she's doing. Tries to cut in front of the girl, and I say, excuse me, miss. It's okay if you cut in front of me. Please don't cut in front of this girl. And then I look at the girl that's in front of me, I say, please, go ahead. Go ahead in front of her.
Nice.
And then she finishes up, and she looks at me, and I said, are you going to go? And her daughters are in the back.
they knew mom's messed up.
Right.
You came at the wrong fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Not nice. I don't deal with that shit.
Hey, well that wasn't really you being see that was like you said, being assertive and stern. You know, I wouldn't say it was being an asshole. You were just doing what needed to be done.
Fair enough.
So yeah,
Fair enough.
you were like John Wick.
He looks like he's just like him.
Nah, dude. I wish, dude. I wish.
By the way, have you seen the fourth John Wick?
Absolutely.
Wasn't it
Oh.
fantastic?
It was absolutely fantastic. They brought back all of the things. They did callbacks. So great. Hopefully not finale to our main man, John Wick. but
Yeah.
You know,
We're probably going to do some prequels.
Derek and I
But-
went and actually saw that movie together.
Yeah.
And I got to say, since you've seen it, I can actually talk about it. Our favorite part, or my favorite part that I always tell him, is the overhead shot when he gets the Dragon's Breath shotgun and going from room to room, just the camera watching the whole time, just
Yeah.
amazing
so
movie.
And there were
Felt
definitely
so good.
and then you had the warriors callback.
The song.
Yeah, and when you had like the announcements going over all the town,
so beautiful,
and all you could see was the lips of the woman who was making the radio calls.
I remember looking at you, and I went,
"Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome."
So
yeah,
good,
so it was just like really good, like
so good.
It was just
My
a
favorite
good
part
filming
is,
experience.
When they're introducing the marquee and just like the grandioseness of everything, the set design of every character's setting, you know, like especially the Japanese grandfather. I don't remember what his name was.
I can't remember his name, but
he's
yeah,
fantastic.
Yep.
I went to try and buy a kimono like him, but couldn't find one.
that was like some serious material too. You had like silk in that kimono. It was amazing. Yes. And then you could see like the massive paintings that they had, and it was a lot of great just symbolism, and the scenes were just crazy. It was this was not a cheap movie.
My only gripe with that movie was everybody had the bulletproof suits on. I
loved that.
I hated it.
I thought that was great.
I don't know. Just
my favorite, bro.
and like in the beginning when they're at that hotel and they were like, "Oh, guess what? You can't get us." I'm like, "Oh man, they're cheating the whole time." Damn it.
The Kevlar suits were dope, man. and then like Wick had the Kevlar suit, like the state of the art. I thought that was just
between
dope.
Wick and the other guys, yeah, but like between the Japanese guys and the bad guys themselves, I was like, "Oh, damn,
that was
kind of
slaughter." It just would have been like a really easy like. Imagine how quick that movie would have been if you could just like one kill everybody.
I know, but I'm just used to seeing that with every John Wick movie.
Right? Yeah. But I think what we really want to know here, Calvin, is have you ever lucid dreamed?
Lucid dream?
Yeah.
That's absolutely fantastic that you point that out, because every time I close my eyes, it is a movie, and I cannot decipher the difference between reality and my dreams. And the only thing separating them is a fantastic one. It's a fantastic moment.
Oh.
I can tell you what I dreamt last night, actually.
Let's hear it.
Please do.
So, last night, in particular, I watched Inception.
Oh.
And imagine this. I am a top-tier assassin sniper. Right?
Okay.
I'm sitting upon a perch. My mark looks like what's that comedian's name?
Oh God.
Not Chris Rock.
Joke wasn't funny this time.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy
is my mark.
No.
Nice.
No.
Eddie Murphy is my mark. He is equivalent to in the universe that I was living in. He's equivalent to who's the Miles Morales when he's at the end of the movie? Purple. He has a gauntlet.
Yeah.
Who's that supervillain?
You would ask
Thanos.
that.
Thanos.
I would say, well, no, the purple. The uncle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the uncle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm thinking about Avengers. Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So he was a mixture of him and Deathstroke.
Oh,
or not
God.
Deathstroke, Deadeye, right? So he himself was a sniper, and now we have a little background. So I'm sitting probably 2,000 meters away, looking this man through a scope, and I'm just exactly. I'm describing my mark to someone at a bar. So that's where we start out. I'm at a bar talking to, like as if it was in Star Wars, right? Like that kind of setting. So I'm sitting there talking about my mark and how I got him. So I'm explaining the story, and it becomes like a movie. First, I'm sitting upon like I don't know a building, and I'm prone, looking down 2,000 meters to my target, and as my eye focuses on him, it like the camera goes forward, and I could see Eddie Murphy's character. And as he looked, and as I'm explaining what I'm doing, and I'm telling the guy, I'm saying, I stared at him in the eye, and he noticed me 2,000 meters away.
Oh shit!
And then what I see in my vision is, as soon as I click the trigger, 2,000 meters, it takes like a few seconds for the bullet to travel. Right?
Yeah.
2,000 meters, Eddie Murphy, or the character that looks like Eddie Murphy, his eye glows white, and he's inside of a tent. So you know those military barracks tents where there's flaps. So through the mesh, I see his eye glow, but the camera's like close to him, right? He turns as soon as I click the trigger. He turns and looks, and I see his eye glow, as if he noticed me shoot at him. But his friend was on the other side of the tent, so he just thought it was something. And then a second later, whoosh! The bullet slams through his friend and slams through his side.
Oh crap!
And he fucking explodes. And he's just like holding himself like together.
Yeah.
And then I described me going down. I'm leaving a lot out because there's just too much.
Yeah.
I basically described to the person at the bar that I walked down and I inspect it. He gets up, we fisticuffs, like I'm pissed, I'm angry, I'm yelling, right? And then the rest of the dream, basically I unlock a secret layer of his. He was developing some sort of tech where it was a chewing gum that not inhibits emotions, but makes it more intense.
Okay.
So you chew on the gum, and you just become. I chewed on the red-white pellet.
Yeah.
Right? There's a red-white pellet that makes you angry, but keeps you rational. There's the red pellet that you just lose control.
That's
so
interesting.
I see.
I ate that. I chewed on that, and I saw out the garage a car drive by, and there was just the neighbor, and I saw fucking heat. I didn't want to shoot at the people in front of me because I knew them.
Right.
That's what the white part of the gum did.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I would have just went nuts, right? So I was like pissed. So I ran out and I fucking took. It looked like a Vector, I believe. I took a Vector and I smashed the shit out of their BMW window. And, oh man. And then I believe I woke up pretty soon after that.
Wow.
The BMW was Kevin's BMW, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I saw those BBS wheels. I was like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, right. It's just went to town.
Man, you've got some interesting dreams. I tell you what. So like, being able to control my dreams. The only thing I'm able to do is I usually have noodle arms. So if someone's trying to come at me and I'm like, "Hey, get out of here! Why can't I punch you? What am I doing?" I know that. Hey, I need to get this guy and I need to hit him. He's coming at me. But every time I do it, it's just wet noodle. And it's like, why am I not able to do that? Okay, let me run away.
It's
legs.
It's because you're in the Matrix and you haven't fully believed yet.
You know, Neo, save me, please.
You got to have your Morpheus moment.
Dreaming? That's an interesting question. I've never been asked that before.
Well, we cheated a little bit.
We did our homework.
Yeah,
on you.
yeah, we did our homework on you.
Oh, fantastic! That's beautiful. Okay, fantastic.
And we saw that you posted
on your Twitter.
Yeah, posted a poll on Twitter. And I thought that was really interesting.
We got into talking about it, and I was like, we're like, let's ask him about it because I want to know why he asked that question.
Yeah, because that's something.
Okay. So you guys have been practicing. Have you been practicing, or are you just asking me?
I used to.
I've tried.
Yeah, because what I used to do, I got a tip. It was like, do something every 5 minutes or so. Like, keep repeating something that you do, like, every 5 minutes. Like, if you were to, like, hold your hand in front of your face every 5 minutes. So by the time you go to sleep, that will trigger something. And then that will, start, like, basically trigger lucid dreaming.
Okay.
I never would have
thought about that. So I can explain that if you'd like.
Please do.
So, first of all, the best way... These are the steps that you have to do. Work your way up to what the pinnacle of dreaming is, which is out-of-body experience.
Right.
Typically, people understand out-of-body experiences to be when you die and you can see yourself in person. Right? That's the most instance. Interesting enough, you can induce these things through basically a systematic process.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing is you need to get good at dreaming. Is you grab your journal my recommendation is to grab a journal and use writing it down. So every time you have a dream, anything you remember at all, you write it down. And then what you're doing is you're moving dream states and dream scenarios from your short-term memory to long-term memory.
I see.
Now these become literal memories. The only reason I don't think I saw Eddie Murphy is because his eyes shouldn't glow white.
You're right. Yeah.
Fucking Eddie.
Otherwise, that's as real as me eating a sandwich later.
Exactly.
That's how real it is.
Yeah.
Right? So that's how you do that, right? And then what you were describing, the totem, if you will, from Inception, to be able to tell that you're dreaming, is something that allows you to realize your dream. But it doesn't matter if you can't remember your dreams. That process doesn't matter. So some people look at their watch, because if you look at your watch periodically throughout the day and it becomes a habit, the unconscious action occurs in your subconscious. So you look at your watch in your dream. A lot of reports of the community, I'm not part of the community, but when I was researching it, the community has said is that they noticed that there's all 12s, or there's no numbers, or the hands have fallen off, or a whole bunch of shit. That's how you realize you're dreaming.
Wow.
Right? Mine in particular is when I'm butt-ass naked. I got no clothes on. I look down, and I'm like, oh shit, my dick is out.
There's my wiener.
Wait.
Here it is.
Wait. I'm dreaming.
Exactly.
I'm able to control it.
Yeah.
I'm able to take control.
Yeah, there's something that you realize that helps you, like, go, oh, okay, I'm dreaming now.
Yeah, like, why am I naked in the middle of a restaurant?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why would I ever be there?
Those are the worst.
Yeah. Yep.
I love it when I find that I'm naked in my dream, because I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming. Fantastic. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. Yep.
I took this pill and randomly woke up and I'm naked in a restaurant. Everybody's staring at me. What happened?
It's so good. So my recommendation for you boys is to start recording your dreams, because I could go on literally for hours telling you. I could pull up my dream journal. There's one story. There's two stories in particular that I like the most. But I could tell that if you'd like to hear it whenever.
Okay, nice.
Give us one.
Nice.
Do you want to hear the love story one, or do you want to hear the light powers one?
Ooh,
Damn, those are actually two really good ones.
Yeah, that's why I like them.
Just whichever one you like. Whichever.
The love story is kind of pretty, so I'll say that one.
Okay.
The setting is modern century China, but it's fantastical. Right? There's the archways, the circle archways, the red circle archways. There's cobblestone walls. There's vendors on the street selling their wares, food, whatever it may be.
Nice.
Damn, that does sound nice.
And the time of year is a celebration of the goddess. I want to say moon goddess because that's sexy. I don't remember what goddess, but the moon goddess.
I'm aroused.
We'll go for it.
Right?
Yeah.
So the moon goddess, it's a celebration of this time. So it's sunset, and there's firecrackers, like those ones that like sparkle.
Oh yeah, the sparklers.
And
yeah.
There's those beautiful Chinese lanterns that are strewn across the alleyway, right? And I find myself sitting on a stone bench. It's beautiful. It's ornate. It's a stone slab with two straight legs and the little curls at the end. I'm sitting there. I'm watching the crowd, and across the way I see a woman. A very modest woman with her child, who was garbed in tattered clothes, like she was struggling. I look to my left, and there's someone sitting next to me, an old lady, and she's asking me questions. She's asking me how I've been, how was the celebration, and then she points to the lady across the way. She asked me a really interesting question. do you want to help her or increase your fortune? And I sat there for a time thinking it would be fantastic to be a billionaire.
That's damn true, man.
And she looked, and then I look at the woman across the way again, and I think, how about we help her? And then I look again to my left, or right, whatever I said, but to my left, and I see the old lady has turned into this silver hair, glowing silver eyes, barbed in this yukata, or the kimono, the Japanese, like, when you think of a snow princess, you know what I'm saying? In anime.
Right.
She was garbed in that, and she was stunning, absolutely beautiful. And it took me like 5 seconds to realize, oh shit, that's the moon goddess. Like,
oh yeah.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
And she looks at me deeply in the eyes, and we share a kiss. I lean over, she meets me, and we share a beautiful kiss. And as that's happening, the moon and the sun are rising up and down hundreds of times, super fucking fast.
Mm-hmm.
And all the while, I've left my vision, and I see myself in third person, and the camera turns to the lady that I wished the best for. As the moon and the sun rise and set, you see this woman and her child change clothes, wearing nicer clothing, putting on business suits. She's becoming more successful. She's had more children. She's super talented. And when the light stops, I open my eyes, and the goddess is gone. And across the way, she's giving her child a balloon and a beautiful, beautiful snack from the fair. And I sit there, what just happened? And I was absolutely distraught, because I need to see this woman again. I need to see this goddess again. So for 2 years, I'm running between textbooks, archives, grand archives, ancient texts, and I remember opening this giant book like this. My hands can't even show it in frame, but a big ass book, and I go, and I sift through it for 2 years, and nothing. I can never summon the goddess again, and then I woke up.
Wow.
Appreciate that.
That is a great movie script right there. Let's just go ahead and send that one in.
Right. Yes, just send
Thank
it.
you, dude. I'm telling you, that's a memory to me.
Damn.
But again, moon goddesses don't exist, so it's not real.
Yeah.
But it's as real to me. I like to make the joke when people ask me what I do. I say I'm a dream walker. I travel the planes of existence because these are real. I can't. I sound like a crazy person, man. Whenever I tell these stories, they're real to me.
Yeah. Well, I think what happens sometimes is that, like, we're so like grounded in what reality is outside of dreaming that when you say something like that feels as real as it does, people are like, oh, that's like, that's just dreaming stuff. Yeah. It's nothing, So we don't really think how powerful our brain can really be, and how much it can affect. So yeah, I think that's a lot where that comes from.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned something, and the only reason I'm going to ask this is because we just did an episode on it. You said a fair food.
Yeah.
Okay. You've gone to fairs in California, correct?
Correct.
What is your favorite street fair food?
I love the blooming onion. That is fantastic.
Oh, the blooming
yeah,
onion.
The blooming onion and the funnel cake. Maybe.
Okay. Funnel cake.
Maybe mix and matching the sauces because I'm a psychopath.
Hell yeah, dude! That's awesome.
Have you ever had an elephant ear?
Say that one more time. Your mic is a little quiet.
Oh, sorry about that. An elephant ear.
No, what is that?
Oh wow! Okay. Apparently.
Oh yeah! Wow, that's exciting.
Apparently,
yeah,
it's something.
I'm telling you.
Apparently, it's something very Midwest, because everyone I ask who has never been anywhere in the Midwest, or maybe hasn't been to Indiana or the surrounding states, they don't know what elephant ear is. And basically, what it is it's like a flat pancake. Well, actually, it's not even a pancake. It's like a flat, crispy bread with cinnamon and sugar on top. Yeah, so it's like it's this massive, just round, circular piece of bread with just cinnamon and sugar, and it is so good.
That sounds amazing.
It's so good.
Sounds amazing.
But,
I need like 6 of those.
Yeah, but it seems like not a lot of people really know about those.
See, because I'm originally from Central California, so when he told me that, I was like, I've never heard of that. And so I told him about the things that we had up there, like Indian tacos. He didn't know what it was, like Indian fry bread. Never had them.
Yeah.
And so, or like tri-tip. Obviously, you know what tri-tip is. See, these guys out here, they don't know about that stuff.
No idea.
They don't know about it. Trust me, Calvin. When I say, and this next thing I'm going to ask you about, I really want your honest opinion. When I say they don't know good food out here, they don't know good food. So, my question is, I was going to ask you about In-N-Out versus Whataburger, since you're a current Californian.
Yeah.
But I will ask you this. Have you had Mexican food from Texas at all?
None that I can recall, honestly.
They claim to have the best Mexican food out here.
You know what?
Calvin, tell me your opinion on California Mexican food.
Before you do, I'm going to say if you did have Mexican food in Texas, you probably don't remember because it probably wasn't that good. So.
I mean, okay, my sample size here, let's give Texas some credit because Texas is fantastic.
Oh, no, absolutely great. I love it.
I haven't had a lot of Mexican food in Texas, but my sample size here is numerous at best. What I say is, considering I'm like 30 minutes from the border, Mexican food's kind of pog from here. You know what I'm saying?
It's gotta be. Yeah, it's gotta be. I haven't had Mexican food in California, but everybody who's ever been to California, who's from California, everyone tells me it is the best Mexican food.
I'm trying to get them out there.
And the problem
I'm trying to bring them.
The problem is in Texas, they Tex-Mex it up. So
what does that mean? Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, they add like that Texas like flair.
A lot of like queso or like smoked meat. It doesn't. I would say it lacks like it lacks probably like herbs and spices and stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't have like the authentic like flavors.
Yeah,
it tries to add flavors and leaving out flavors at the same time.
Sure.
So what you have is not like actually good, authentic Mexican food. You have Tex-Mex, and it's just like, I mean, it's good.
It's not
good,
real.
but it's not Mexican food.
Okay, I have a hot take. I'm gonna say it.
Do it.
I'm gonna say it.
Do it.
Go for it.
Authentic is some bullshit. Okay, authentic. That word is some bullshit. Okay, there's good food and then there's bad food. Okay.
Okay.
Authentic Philly cheesesteak. That shit's ass. Okay. That shit is ass.
Shots fired.
Okay.
Bennick and I went to 3. Okay, so little background. Bennick and I love food. We love talking about that kind of stuff. We love analyzing food and the differences and like being assholes about it, right?
Yeah.
So we went to Philly because our aunt lives in New Jersey, and she took us. She took us to all I think we went to 2 or 3 of the famous ones.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
We definitely went to the number 1 and number 2 famous ones. We ate it and we're like, what is this?
It's hype.
It's hype.
Yeah.
And we got validation from my friend who lived in Philly and grew up there, and he said, yeah, that shit is ass.
Yeah.
From a Philly person too.
You know Charlie's at the mall?
Yeah,
Charlie's.
yeah.
That shit is good.
That's fire.
That shit is
That is
good.
fire. Have
That
you had
shit is
Charlie's?
fire.
I have had Charlie's.
It's fire.
Okay, all right.
Charlie's, it's something about, like, when you go see it, nothing wrong with their cooking style, but the results is what matters. Right?
Yeah,
So
for sure.
what they tend to do at the hype places is they have their pile of meat and they just let it, steam off all of the juices, and they become like dry and shit. And we're like, why is this dry as hell? Like, what the hell is
Yeah.
this?
Now, when Texas says they have the Tex-Mex, obviously we don't care for it. But I will give them credit on their smoked meats, like their brisket. They do sausage. I mean, it's A1. Now, to me, being from California, coming out here and being like you, kind of basically a foodie, I give my asshole honest opinion as well. And these guys, they're brisket sandwiches, pulled pork sandwiches. Yeah, that stuff's good. But have you had a tri-tip sandwich? Have you had, street tacos from L.A. or Modesto? I mean, if you haven't had these things, then you can't argue with me. Oh, it doesn't matter. Texas is the best. So a lot of this it's a one-sided argument, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every time it is. It's like when you ask someone In-N-Out versus Whataburger versus, what's that East Coast one? Shake Shack?
Yeah, Shake Shack, yeah.
Now,
whatever, dude.
That is not an argument anybody can make if you think about it, because In-N-Out burgers, they win every time to me. Now, but Whataburger offers different things. Like, they actually have bacon, they have chicken, they have these other things. If you were to put like a double against a Whataburger patty melt, that's a battle right there. That's something that you can argue about. Now, if you just do I think they call them Whataburgers.
I think so.
Like a double Whataburger versus a double. Double wins every time.
Right.
But it's these people that, you have to have both, and you have to really think about it. Why is this better than this? Or why is this place better than this place? So,
are there In-N-Outs in your part of Texas?
Yeah.
Because I know that they expanded a little bit.
Yeah. We're 30 minutes north of Austin.
Yep. About.
And
there's one out here too. It's like a couple blocks away from me.
In Round Rock is what it's called.
Yeah.
And right off the freeway, there's an In-N-Out, and I mean that was I had mine probably a month and a half, 2 months ago for the first time since I left California, and like 4 years ago.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my god, this is an amazing burger. They're great.
Yeah.
Why am I not eating this burger very often? Because I mean, you want to try everything you don't have out there.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
But yeah, they do have them out here. They also, I don't know if you've ever heard of Buc-ee's as well.
I've been to Buc-ee's. Yeah,
Okay, so you've been to Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is amazing as well.
Buc-ee's is hilarious.
They got the what are they beaver pellets or
the beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets. Beaver pellets. I keep calling them beaver pellets. But there was something you said you were gonna do, like, after this, is you said you were gonna just get back to work. Now, with what you do, it's a little different than, say, like clocking in somewhere and then clocking out, coming home. So, do you have a work-life balance, or does your work just become your life?
I have the same mentality as Alex Ramosi, right? I have hobbies that I just don't really care to do, right? Because I'd rather be doing what I'm working towards, right? Like there is the existential crisis of liking what you do and turning it into a job and having to do it all the time. And do you really want to do that?
Right.
Do you want to be playing video games all the time for money? Because sometimes that's a curse. You can only let's say it was a Call of Duty streamer that used to love Call of Duty, and now they have to play it all the time. Are you willing to do that, right? And I do have a hobby of creating, right? As you guys know, I like working on cars and customizing that shit. So I'm happy to do that all the time, but then I'm like getting the notion in my head like I could just pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So like, what can I be doing? Because I'm very money driven. I'm very money driven, and I'm not afraid to say it because you'd be ridiculous if you said you weren't. Right? My favorite excuse for leaving a party, because I notice, because one of the things I do is I like to teach young men and men alike how to navigate this world and be respected for it. Right? To be themselves and how they want to be and still be loved by others. Right? So one of the things that I notice a lot of people struggle with in general and in women alike is leaving a party without seeming rude. Right? So my favorite thing is to say, I gotta go make some money. And everybody is like, I got you, dog.
Right,
that makes
right.
sense. And then you can leave. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually I just say I got a fart, and then I got a fart, and then I just head out. You know. Then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I got you." Yeah, absolutely.
I've been holding this in for the last half hour.
My air.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Now, excuse me? What does a day in, let's say, a working day for you look like? Because I know because I know you did stream. I know you were doing YouTube videos, and I know you helped TJ with his stuff. So what does an average day working look like for you?
So I do work during the day with TJ. We still do the car stuff, which fantastic. They're gonna improve my motor skills and hang out with the boys.
Yeah.
Right. So other than that, for me, my aspect of stuff, I am working on a course for the confidence stuff, trying to make people feel like they are comfortable in their skin and they get the respect that they feel like they deserve. You don't deserve respect, you earn it. But if you could work towards it, then you could get what you would like, right? You get treated how you are willing to be treated. So what my day looks like is I typically wake up at 5 in the morning, right? And then I walk to the gym, because if I don't walk, I don't go. Right?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to drive there. But like if I'm already walking halfway there, I'm like, might as well go to the fucking gym.
Right. Yeah.
So and then I come back home. I do struggle. With social media addiction, which I'm working on. Right. I scroll endlessly and not remembering what I looked at. So I have a coach that's helping me with that.
Oh, nice.
So I spend a few hours a day working on those things, and I read a book, and the things that I'm doing right now is I'm dealing with learning how to do accounting.
Okay.
Bootstrap accounting
Nice.
for my business, right? So that I make sure that my numbers are right and I don't have to go crazy.
Yeah.
And then I spend a couple hours on the course, and then I spend a couple hours on the secret project that I'm.
Wonderful.
I say it sounds sexy, but it's not that sexy. I just can't. How else am I going to describe it? I'm working on it.
Go ahead and keep it that way. It sounds sexy.
Yeah, it's secret for you. You know, and the word secret is always sexy. When you put secret on the folder, people are like, ooh,
that's the way I can describe it. Honestly,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's sometimes the best way to describe it.
Yeah, good for you, because that's amazing.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
So you said your business. Now, what are we talking about? Your business? Are we talking about the confidence thing? Are we talking about your website? What are we talking about?
So, first of all, premise, I have a terrible habit of talking shit and not following through, okay? So, I like to talk about myself, as we clearly could tell. So, I have been stepping back on that. So, that business, to answer your question, yes, I'm working on the course. I'm building it out and learning to do the ads and stuff for it.
Okay.
And the messaging. The more important bit is the messaging. So I want everybody, when they see my stuff, because no one gives a shit about confidence, right? They give a shit about what confidence gets you.
Right.
Yeah. Confidence is a means to an end, but what's the feeling? The feeling is I want to be heard and loved for who I am.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I want to give you the tools to be the man you want to be. Right. Like simple things as it's crazy. No one believes me, but everybody understands, and no one wants to do it. The suit, you guys are a perfect example. Rewind the tape, right? You guys are like, oh, dude, you look fantastic.
Freaking drippy.
Right.
So this particular suit is $200 in total, but it's $200 to look like $1 million.
Yeah,
that's pretty cheap. That's a great investment, right? And if you wear a suit everywhere you go, you just get treated differently, right? So you remove the aspect of, like, the way I describe it is it's super cold and tight. Is if you wanted to optimize your life, why wouldn't you optimize everything for the best outcome? Right? This suit doesn't take more time than you putting on a jacket, right? I particularly like to wear a tie and a collared shirt. You could wear a V-neck or just a crew neck and put on the suit jacket.
Right, the blazer,
That looks like a Slumdog Millionaire, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter, like, literally just buy the suit, get it tailored. I'll tell you, the brand is, I can't take a picture. I'll message it to you.
Yeah.
Elaine Dupetit, right? I try to get a, not a sponsorship, what's that? Affiliate code, but they don't do it. But I'm telling you anyway because I want you to do it. I want you to wear a suit for $200, your first suit, and always pick a color that you like. Don't go black just because it's black. Pick a color that you particularly like. If it is black, then fantastic. Mine, I like reds, but it's hard to find a red suit, so I go with the burgundy.
Right.
And it looks good on my skin tone, and it would look good on your skin tone as well. You would look great in blue. So you put on a suit, people just treat you differently. First of all, you start getting compliments, and guys don't get compliments ever. You walk through life a ghost and only looked at as a useful tool, right? But when you put on a suit, you look important. The vibe changes, right? Of course, you have to fill in the suit with your personality, right? You got to be relaxed, right? You could choose to be the swanky dog and stand up straight, or you could just look like you're confident in your skin. It's a fantastic feedback loop. And the reason I say people understand me but never do it, which makes me upset, but to be fair, I could just be looking great by myself. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Imagine this. Every time, no matter what, normal people and gods alike, they wear a suit. A man wears a suit when he does something important. Iron Man, Thor, even Hulk wears a suit.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
Lawyers, doctors, every profession we respect, you wear a suit. And the excuse that I hear all the time is there's no occasion. The occasion is because you're a baller, right? Ballers wear suits. So why not just wear it? Right? But if it's not your style, you could dress it down. But like my goal with telling people that is to remove the aspect of the clothing, right? Like that is no longer a worry. You have optimized that so that people understand you and understand your vibe, and now it's just your personality that you have to worry about. Because first impression is overrated, but it's overrated for a reason.
Right.
When people see you, they know what you look like. If you're looking like Kanye's bummy line, you are not understood.
Yeah.
But to people who understand, they're like, oh my God, you look great. But everybody is a normie, right? Like, they don't understand that. What they understand is a suit. So put on a suit, look good, get compliments, and realize that life doesn't have to be that hard. It just makes it easy.
Now something that you actually said that I experienced years ago, because I remember I worked for a photographer. His name was Paul Best.
Okay.
And while I was going through college and while I was working for this photographer, I just started wearing suits. Like, it wasn't something that was expected of me. It wasn't something that, anybody told me I had to do. Even when I walked into the photographer's office, he was like, you don't have to wear suits, right? And I was like, yeah, I just like wearing them. So I actually experienced almost everything that you laid out for like a good, I'd say 3 years. I was dressing up more. I was wearing blazers more. I was wearing more suits. more collared shirts, just things like that. I still have, I think I still have at least 2 more suits from when I was wearing it often. So I experienced that, and something that helped me do was, I think, be more, not necessarily accepted, but heard in some spaces that I might not necessarily be heard in. So I thought that was it's a really interesting thing. So I've kind of taken that style, and I've dressed down a little bit. I like more colors and things like that, but I have definitely experienced a lot of what you said.
Exactly.
So yeah,
you
that's
built the
really
man
cool.
while not worrying about the clothing.
Yeah.
You built the man, and now you're confident in how you present yourself. Whether or not the first impression is important to you, it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Because you change that perception as you speak.
Exactly.
Right? But during that time, you wore a suit and people loved it.
Exactly. Yeah, it was good.
I think what the crazy part about people seeing like like the people that know you, the people that, hey, that's Calvin. I know Calvin. I've seen him before. I've seen him on YouTube, whatever. I think the crazy part about the whole suit thing is that you're doing it while you're potentially like getting oil on your hands or dip fluid or, you know, getting all grimy and dirty. I think that's the absolute craziest part about the whole thing, is that this guy is wearing this $200 suit and he's, you know, either rewiring a car or he's rebuilding, you know, the block of a 2J or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever.
That is, it's not your normal or your norm. It's something that you never see. So when,
exactly.
like when I picture you working on something, you had like a, oh my gosh, what was it? It was this little thing that you had both your phones in.
A vest. The holster.
The holster thing, and then I think you had like a black and red shirt. You had like nice black slacks, and you were working on something. And I'm watching this video on my phone, going, "What is he doing? What is this guy doing?" Like, I love it. And you know, and your typical what you see in the shop is, you know, guys in jeans or, you know, some sort of durable khaki and a t-shirt. And then you see Calvin in the corner wearing he's, you know, all this jewelry or the suit, rewiring cars and doing whatever. And I'm like, this guy, he's different. He's built different. So it's amazing to see the confidence behind it. So
appreciate the respect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
By the way, anybody that watches, don't wear rings while working on cars because you will deglove your fingers, and that is absolutely disgusting and terrible.
Yeah.
Rubber rings, my friend. Rubber rings.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. I am just risking it because I'm stupid.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta live life on the edge, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
Now, Calvin, I got a question for you.
Yeah, send it.
What happened with the wiener car?
Oh, oof. I live by a school.
Wow.
In an elementary school, okay? If
Ah.
I drove that anywhere near my neighborhood, I'm on a list.
Yeah.
Insta list. Insta.
Yeah,
okay?
that's a problem.
So, left it at the shop, peeled it off, walked away.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
I know that they made it into a giveaway car, but I never got to, as I was watching those videos, I never saw it. And I know they said they might have explained it at some point, but I always wondered where the wiener car went. And it just, in my mind, I was always like, that yellow car with the giant wiener on the side, where did it go?
Oh, in the bin.
In the bin.
Right.
Can't drive that around.
No.
It was like
no, sir.
Yeah, you became
That's a school.
You became
Those are children.
That makes sense now. Everything makes sense.
Okay. Those are little kids.
Exactly.
Don't drive that car near them.
Yeah, victim of circumstance in a way.
Can't do that, no sir.
Now, in a way,
whose car was that? You mean not my car?
Not
yeah,
me.
No.
That guy.
I was just moving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not my car.
You got me all wrong. Yeah.
Wrong guy.
Wrong guy. Yeah. That was my twin brother, you know.
Yeah. The good guy. The evil twin. I'm the evil twin. Leave it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing his own thing. He's weird over there.
So, I know that you and TJ started out in, I believe it was in your garage, or was it his?
My garage.
Your garage, working on cars and doing how-to videos and this and that. Now, going from that and looking, I don't know, say 5-6 years later, when was it did you realize that, oh shit, what we're doing right here has changed my life? Like, was there an oh crap moment? Like, I can't believe, what I was doing 5-6 years ago. I didn't think I'd be here, and have all the opportunities that I've had to go to, different states, even different countries, if that. Was there any moment like that you ever had?
No. I mean, honestly, it was like a slow burn. So you don't notice it happening. It just happens around you, and you're like, oh my god, I'm in Japan. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I look back fondly, and I respect what happened. I wouldn't say I'm a humble person, but I do just see these as events, and that they were fun, and I respect everything that has been given to me. Grateful for it. It was fantastic. Everything's fun. There was no one point where I noticed it. It's always cool to see at car events where the center of the attention, that people come up to me and that I get to exercise being an asshole. Like, if you come up to me and say, hey Cal, you're shorter in person, I will look you in the eye and say, don't ever fucking say that to me again. I'll walk away.
That's your breaking point right there.
The walk away.
No, I say it with a smile.
Yeah.
Like, you have to command your respect, man. Like, the people, like, especially when you're trying to take a piss and someone's like, hey, can I get a picture? I'm like, I'm holding my dick. Like,
yeah.
What is happening? Get out of here. Let me piss.
Oh, no, I'll crop it. I'll make sure it's not in the picture. It's all good.
It's unbelievable. So, like, I'm like, hey, wait out here. Like, so I have this God complex that a girl I was dating told me that I had. I was like, you're probably right, so I'm gonna lean into it.
Yeah.
Narcissist. So she was like, you have a God complex, and I'm like, it's kind of fun when I get to exercise my not authority, but like the status that has been bestowed upon me graciously by everyone that watches our videos.
As a man would tell me one time, it's all about swinging your dick around.
Not necessarily. I don't like to be rude, but I like to be an asshole. Right? Like
a respectable wiener swing.
Yeah, like respectable, right? Like, warn them first, and then if they keep fucking getting close, it's coming out. I'm gonna hit you with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it out of the bin and hit you with it.
Yeah, you won't be able to crop that out of the picture after that happens. Yeah,
not today. Yeah. Stand back.
All right.
Watch this helicopter take off.
Yeah, I'd like to exercise boundaries. I like to exercise. That would be the best way to put it. I like to say, there's like, I'm not gonna expose myself. I said no to a particular person. You could ask TJ if you ever meet him.
All right.
I said no to a particular person, and now I'm known to do this, and I'm such a piece of shit for it. You know what? I don't regret it, because it allows me to be who I am, and they understood. At least Copium, they understood, and I had a great conversation with them, and it was a great time. So, if you ever ask TJ, who did Calvin say no to?
I'll try to remember that one day if we ever get to meet him.
That's cool. Now, at these car shows, is that also an event where you find that networking is valuable, or is that more of just a showcase?
So at SEMA, that's the networking place.
Mm-hmm.
That's industry people. That's typically who you're meeting. Met absolutely fantastic people who I don't know why they like me, because the first thing I do is cuss at them.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why.
It's the respect thing. He's got enough respect to just cuss at me. I love him.
Yeah.
So for these car events, networking isn't a huge priority, but I love interacting with people more than anything. I don't necessarily like to take pictures or sign things, right? If it's If it's at the line, I will. If it's not, then I just like to talk to people like this.
Yeah.
They ask me questions about life, existential shit, and I'm a thinker.
Okay.
I like to think about these things and really get into the nitty-gritty of thought and why we live, or meaning of life, which I found, by the way. I found the meaning of life. It's fantastic. I like to tell people what I believe and share and test my ideology, because how else would you know if you were strong in your thinking if not testing it against people?
Okay. I want to know what your answer to this question is, because I always thought I had the answer to life personally. So I always said that the meaning of life.
Yeah.
When people, if anyone ever asked me that, I always said purpose, because I feel like purpose is what drives us as people. So that to me is what I thought the meaning of life was. Now, what is your meaning of life?
Could you define purpose for me?
Yes,
Define purpose.
I define purpose as meaning of oneself. So if someone has a purpose, no matter how small, like let's say your purpose in life is to try the best sandwich. You know, you want to strive and you want to find the best sandwich that you have ever had in your life, and that is your goal or your purpose. To me, that is something that is meaningful to that person. And it could be something, hey, I want to be one of the first people to ever step on Venus or whatever. It can be as small or as big as you want, but a purpose that someone has, to me, is what it's at least personally what keeps me waking up every day.
Okay, that's fantastic. I love that. So I got to that point. I believe I have touched in my thinking purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I went a little further, just a little bit. So, in the most general ever, humans are social creatures.
Right.
Okay? You have outliers that become hermits, but that's like one in a million.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody lives in the woods by themselves, and even that, they have a partner.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, the meaning of life is people. Is people, okay? We are social creatures, and the reason why we do anything ever, it always goes back to at least family, next is friends, and next is or spouse, which I disagree with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think spouse should be, but technically that is family.
Right.
But friends next, right? Or at least that one friend, right? So the meaning of life is finding someone to feel you. Right, to have you guys seen Avatar 2?
I have.
Their saying is, I see you, and that means a lot. Right? Like, they see through you, they see your spirituality, they see you as a individual. That's what people long for. Yes, purpose is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But what is your purpose but to share it with someone that you care for at the end of the day? Right? Like, finding the ability to communicate well and feel understood and share the love of that, to understand others as well, I find to be the meaning. Because there's no... What is meaning if no one is there to share it with you? So comic books, there's a comic book of Superman where he reaches the end of time, the last existing being, because he's omnipotent, right? Omnipotent. So the comics and stories are human constructs and ideas, right? We only can give off concepts of what we believe to be true as a human, right?
Mm-hmm.
AI, I don't know what their meaning of life is, but they'll figure that out later, right? But for humans, it's feeling seen and feeling like you exist. So in that Superman story, he becomes the last being known to exist in the universe because it's dying. What he does is he splits himself into multiple Supermen and reconstruct the universe. Not repopulating per se, but like bringing life back to it. No, he's fucking all the games.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, yeah.
Creating babies with trees and shit.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, let's get.
We can read between the lines.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that we all knew what Superman was doing. Right?
Absolutely.
Right. Disseminating planets.
Yes.
Right?
Of course.
So, my meaning of life that I found is people. Like, to find someone that understands you on such a deep level and on a safe level. But that's not the easiest. That's very difficult because you don't learn what people are like for a long time unless you, which is ironic, unless you put forward yourself.
Very true.
Like, you cannot expect someone to open up, only expect yourself to open up.
Yeah.
What your goal is to build the confidence of dealing with the consequences. Not necessarily shutting off experiences because you had a bad one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a man's life, though, right? A man's life is to wear their scars, right? So what we do, I can't speak on women because I don't know how they interact with one another, but typically, guys, you have to be forged in flame. Men are forged in flame and hardship. Mm-hmm. Getting kicked out on the street may suck ass, but you will find a way. That's just how it has to happen. Me, I'm privileged. I have nothing to complain about. A lot has been given to me. But I have sat here and thought I haven't wasted the time given to me to not think about these ideas and sharing it with others. And we may be forged in flame, but the beauty of the flame is that it makes us hardened and able to cut through life. Easy, right? If you're willing to temper it, temper your resolve and your temperament and how you present yourself, you could walk through this earth beautifully and respected. And everybody, the beauty of it is, when you get into the game, everybody that's playing the same level understands, right? Yes, there's manipulation. Yes, there's all of these terrible actors, but in the end, you're understanding yourself, how you navigate this world, and you're prepared. You prepared yourself for the inevitable of something bad to happen, but you don't worry about it. You just know if a friend steals your girl, you just don't talk to them. Done.
Right.
Yes, of course it's going to suck and it's going to hurt. Or you get broken up with your girl because she cheated on you. Yes, that's going to hurt. But you were prepared. You open up your heart and your mind to these experiences that you're going to have and fantastically play it out to its fullest, knowing that you'll make stupid decisions. But in the end, you'll be okay. I'm okay with getting hurt.
I think
it's going to suck.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
I think the beauty of what you're saying is community. It's having people around you that are sometimes birth family, but also chosen family, and the community that you have.
Way.
Yeah, it's your village basically.
Exactly.
So that's what you hold each other accountable. You lift each other up. You feed who needs to be fed. You house who needs housing. It's just all about community.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And ultimately being confident that you could deal with a terrible scenario.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
You're not confident of being able to make the friend. You're confident in the fact that you might lose the friend, which is going to happen, and it's a sad thing to happen, but you have built your skills up, you've forged your sword, and you will keep on fucking going.
Absolutely. So I want everyone to see what just happened here. Me and Calvin just found the meaning of life. And I want a Nobel Prize.
Yes.
I want to be recognized. I want to be acknowledged.
It's all of him. It was all him.
Yeah, because me and you, we joined minds, and we just figured out the meaning of life. So I'm
just here for it.
I'm gonna give us a nice little
looking handsome doing it.
Hand clap. You won't hear this, Calvin, but right now I'm giving myself a hand clap. There we go.
I'll tell you what.
Well said.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
well articulated.
Yeah, and you as well, sir.
the Calvin that I know of, and the Calvin that I just learned, I would listen to TED Talks, and just what you've gone through today, like in the past 5 minutes, I felt inspired, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, damn, I haven't even thought about the meaning of life, honestly.
Humbled by your word.
And I, when you talk about wanting people, your meaning of life was people. I go back to my kids. I've got 2 kids, and I've got a wife, and I think what he said makes sense. But I think in my situation, I think that is probably the truest thing that has been said, at least on this podcast ever. That
you guys said some pretty funny stuff.
Thank you. But it's we don't get a lot of, and I'm not saying that they're dumb or anything, but we don't get a lot of very what would you say, wise talking
introspective
people? Introspective people. Like this.
You are articulate.
Oh, thank you.
Fucking sexy.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
We don't get a lot of that, and so hearing that from somebody else, it really it opened up my eyes. I was trying to think that whole time when you two were going back and forth, what is the meaning of life? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to do some soul searching because obviously I don't know what it is, but I would definitely agree that at least that was one of them.
Mm.
Yeah, it is different, but your purpose has become your children.
Of course.
I respect you as a man, and that is fan-fucking-tastic, as it should be. Right? When you have children, you are no longer allowed to do anything but give your offspring a good time.
Yes.
Right? And good time is relative, right? If you have a son, he needs to be successful in the future, and if everything is given to your son, statistically, they are likely to be fucked. In the future.
Yeah.
So, of course, love in everything is important, but they have to be forged in flame, what I believe.
Yes.
And your daughter has to be, how should I put this? Your daughter has to be guided and not shielded, but prepped for bad outcomes.
I'll tell you what, she is shielded. Anybody messing with her, I don't care how old they are, I'm putting them in the chest. Daddy coming out like that, yeah.
Right,
yeah. I think I've told him this too. And I think our last guest I actually mentioned with it. It is, and you don't have kids, correct?
No, I do not.
Okay. I just make sure. I was like, is there a side of him I don't know?
No.
But I found out when you become a father, and especially a father of a daughter as well as a boy, especially the daughter, there's a new instinct that kind of comes out that if anybody messes with my kid, I swear I will do whatever I have to. And
as a man, you should.
There's a perfect, which I will tell everybody, go look at this. It was Joe Rogan and what's the bald guy's name? He's a comedian. I think he was on. Is it Bill Burr?
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
There's a thing that they were talking about where a guy was trying to rip a piece of paper out of this girl's hand, and they were just filming it the whole time. The dad was just, get out of here. And Joe Rogan has this moment where he goes in this deep thought, and he goes, yeah, I would have been famous for other reasons that day. You would have seen me on the news with an orange jumpsuit. And it is the truest thing. As a parent, I swear I would do the exact same thing. You have that mentality that guy was trying to rip something out of my daughter's hand. I would have thrown him off the bridge.
Absolutely.
It would have been done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's definitely different. But to get away from that and lighten the mood up,
The Rock versus Stone Cold off the bridge.
Oh my gosh!
Go to hell! He throws him off.
You watch wrestling at all, Calvin?
No, I do not.
We love wrestling over here. It's,
that's fantastic.
it could be the storylines are made up and everything, but it is freaking amazing.
It's entertaining, bro. Lip syncing and all, dude.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Hey. Some people like to watch soap operas, and some people like to watch wrestling. The only difference is the level of violence. That's it.
Let's go. Hell yeah.
That's really. And I did want to ask you something too, also about work. have you or do you face a level of burnout, and how do you deal with that?
I don't. Okay, so I would define. I've been watching Dr. K recently. I would say burnout is a symptom of growing too fast. Alex Hormozy said that you're just not acclimated to the elevation of what you're doing.
Okay.
Right? You're not at this point. You're not well equipped to deal with the thin air at this point. Meaning, burnout is you're doing a lot of stuff, and it's a symptom of either you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, which, let's say you're doing YouTube and you're editing, you're creating thumbnails, you're creating a story, you're doing all of the things that are required of a creator. And you blew up.
Yeah.
Let's say you blow up, and now you have to do it at a scale which supersedes your capabilities. You're at a higher elevation, and you cannot breathe. That's why it's difficult.
Gotcha.
So burnout is you're not able to handle it, and you should be treating it now as a business, which is difficult because most YouTube creators are artists.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Yeah.
Right? Not necessarily business people. Business people understand the fact that you cannot do everything. Whether you use AI to lighten the load, or you use people to lighten the load. But if your mission is to be the marketable face, and you cannot edit because it's getting in the way of what you're good at, you need to acclimate to the elevation by finding someone that can.
Right.
If it's not within the budget, then you need to slow down and level out your growth, right? So, but if you want to keep up, you gotta acclimate. You gotta find ways to deal with these things. Burnout is a emotional thing. So back to the Dr. K thing, it is an emotional resistance where you're working to avoid the emotions you're feeling, right? Or you're avoiding by procrastinating emotions you're feeling, right? Because what happens is when you do the action that makes you forget what the pacifying action. So like for me, my social media addiction, when I have to go think of counting that I need to do, my emotions rise, right? That being anxiousness, fear, whatever it may be, right? And then I watch a video, and there's been studies where when you do the pacifying action, the hippocampus lowers in activation, that you are pacifying these emotional feelings. So that may be working for some people. They love the stress. It may not be a lowering of stress, but increasing of stress, so that you pay attention to the emotions that they're feeling.
Right.
So the burnout, you got to sit and meditate in both the practical and the connotative sense. You need to think about what's going on here. What's the issue? What's the thing that you can't handle? What is making me feel bad?
Right.
And you got to find a solution, whether that's letting go or adding something to mitigate this pressure, right? Working hard is not the answer, because there's a lot of motherfuckers out there making so much money that work 1 hour a day.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Clearly, your solution of working hard is not necessarily the best.
Yeah.
Maybe for your situation, but you got to think of these solutions.
I think there's a lot of self-awareness that comes with that as well, because if you're not able to name or pinpoint what it is you're going through, you may not even know that you're, burning out or stressed or whatever the case may be. So you definitely got to be able to sit within yourself, take a breath, look inward a little bit, and kind of take a step back from what you're doing and the hustle and bustle of whatever life is going, and say, okay, like, am I okay? Am I good? And it's good to be able to ask yourself that question and kind of basically listen to yourself.
Yeah, breathe and think to yourself.
Absolutely.
Which is a terrifying thought, because talking to yourself is
yeah,
so fucking terrifying.
yeah, it can definitely be scary. But I've been I've suffered with severe social anxiety since I was a teenager.
Sure.
So I've been going to the therapy ever since, and so
Nice.
I'm kind of privileged in a way of how I know how to cope and understand how my
Nice.
body works with So
Congratulations.
yeah,
That's
thank
beautiful.
you. Yeah.
That knee's got me. I'm a social butterfly, so I push him.
Yeah.
I push him out there.
Nice. You guys are a great foil then.
Yeah.
I had a question about that to add to that. Now, he was talking about the burnout situation. Do you, how do I word this? Do you get to a point where it affects you and your partner as well with what you do?
No. First of all, I'm single.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm trying to get 10 girlfriends.
Hey.
So if it affects that situation, then I haven't done my job at communicating how I live my life.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is, as a person that's trying to figure out how to make $100 million or $1 billion, those people just operate differently.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to communicate how you're going to operate. So it is on me to figure out, it is on me for the burden of performance, as the Red Pill community says, right? So I have to figure out what balance I can do by giving attention to the people that I have chosen to be in a relationship with, right? And if I can't sufficiently fill those needs, then I shouldn't be in it. I shouldn't be subjecting a person to my neglect due to whatever. Or it's also on them to choose if you did a good job, if I did a good job of communicating how I operate.
Yeah.
If they chose that this is what I'm going to deal with. And
Right.
This is how I'm going to live my next foreseeable future, right? And if it's not something you could, if you're not okay with it, then that's fine. Don't deal with it, right? And again, it's on me to, if I'm seeing a struggle, a lot of people have a difficult time of communicating themselves. So it's again on me, which is fantastic, by the way. I love it when it's on me and my responsibility. We could get into that in a second, but it's on me to either end things for their sake or for my sake, right? And I shouldn't be irresponsible and not consider what I have going on and how much time I have to offer, and to just fucking burn it. I burn every bridge because I can't communicate.
Yep. And that's something that I think a lot of relationships hinge on, is communication, because that's something that I think has helped me in relationships, is learning that, you know, as my grandma would say, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So
yeah, that's
you gotta,
that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's very
so
true.
you got to be able to talk with this person that you have chosen to, you know, spend time with, and somebody who you may want to, you know, grow a life with.
Right.
So like if there's no, if you can't open up to that person and tell them what you want and them tell you what they want and vice versa, then what's the point? You know, you gotta be able to communicate wants and desires and needs, time apart, time together, whatever the case may be. It has to be understood, because then if not, that's how feelings get hurt. That's how people, you know, grow apart. That's how relationships get all tattered. So we got to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. And it's just like through talking, and of course there's the nuance of having to understand how it's a very complex topic, but just like the understanding what is being said and what's not being said, and feeling the air and all that, and taking responsibility of, again, it's on the man. The burden of performance is on the man to make these decisive calls, right? Like, I am immensely against ruining women.
Yeah.
Because too many fucking guys ruin these girls, and in general, women don't cope with the flame the same as men. So it hurts to see people getting hurt. So I'm super against that, and it's on my onus to be a responsible communicator, understand what's going on. That's why I said I want 10 girlfriends. They're going to know about each other.
Yeah.
If they say yes to the devil, then I can't help them with that after that point, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just lay it all out as much as you can. Feel the air. If it feels tight and nothing's being said, it's on you to be like, hey, this isn't going to work out.
Right.
And you gotta, and as a fucking man, if you make a threat, you have to follow through with it. So be careful with that shit.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
I heard a story. It was fantastic, and I love telling it, but I can't tell who it is. But a friend, we'll say he's a friend of mine, is engaged, and he had an argument with his girl, and it got heated, and she took off her ring and threatened to be like, this?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. That is major fucking disrespect.
Yeah.
First of all, my thing is to keep note of that. That's really bad behavior.
Yeah.
Never let that happen. But it was the first test. She's testing him. And what he did is he took the ring, and said, don't ever make that statement again unless you mean it. And then he left. He took the ring and left.
Wow.
And then she called back, apologizing. They communicated it out, and put the ring back on, and hasn't taken off since. And it's a fantastic.
That's good.
But the threat. See, he made a threat. Because he said, I'm going to leave you if you ever do that again. For real.
Yeah.
And he has only two choices. Either he bends the knee, and that's the behavior that's going to always happen, or he follows through and loses a person that he built some semblance of a life and has to move on. That's what you have to do as a fucking man. You have to be of your word. It's so sad, but it's fantastic. I want to get into this. Men are tools. We are only as useful as we are useful. Unfortunately. But fortunately, because once you learn that, then you have the responsibility and authority to choose what goes on in your life. Right? If you let these things pile on and you deal with the bullshit of whomever, a friend or whatever, they will keep shitting on you. They will keep shitting on you, and that's just how humans are. Right? You either leave them or you don't. Right? And it is fantastic to feel like you have that responsibility because you get the choice. I think it's absolutely terrifying when thinking about people who just let vibes be vibes. What the fuck is even that? Right? Like, you're just waiting for things to happen to you? That's terrifying. I'd much rather be a fucking piece of shit. Like, for example, I do these I do these mock calls for sales, and if they don't show up, I'd rather be like, hey, you didn't show up, so please don't contact me again. I'd much rather do that than be like, oh my god, maybe they think I'm a flake, maybe whatever, maybe, oh my god. No, bitch, I'm an ass. Don't call me again.
Don't call me again.
Asshole.
I'm an asshole.
Usually that's the second one. I'm being theatrical. I'm usually particularly nice.
Yeah.
I was like, I understand, but we may not be able to have calls after this point.
Gotcha.
Right? You don't need to give a reason because they can feel the air typically. And if they're asked for a reason, you could politely say, don't ask questions you don't want to hear the answer to.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Did you have you had something you want to close out on?
I actually really wanted to close this out on a very positive note. We're going to play a little game. We're going to do 5 questions of Would You Rather.
Okay.
So, Calvin, would you rather be forced to listen to the same song on repeat for the rest of your life, or would you rather watch the same movie for the rest of your life?
Same movie. Bang.
Same movie.
Easy.
Which movie?
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah. That's a good
Oh, the
one.
new one.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Okay.
Fantastic movie. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Best movie. That's exactly what I want to see in a movie ever.
The animated Spider-Mans have been just on point.
I'm gonna
since
have to, I haven't seen that one yet. I'm gonna have to watch it.
They've been great, man.
I've already watched it twice, and Benedict will come with me.
Yeah.
It's on Blu-ray.
Nice.
Literally have it on repeat on my other monitor.
Would you rather have to speak in rhyme for the rest of your life, or have to speak in riddles for the rest of your life?
Rhyme, because that's sexy.
It is.
I'm a poet.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to do rhyme because you do
I'm
riddles.
not a rapper, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're gonna be.
You're a poet and you didn't know it.
Yeah.
See, the Riddler's life is always in turmoil because of that. So yeah,
no one understands him.
No one understands him. Yeah, no one. No. You have to be Bruce
Why are you
Wayne.
talking like that,
You have to be
dog?
Bruce Wayne to kind of get it.
Just say it.
Yeah. Would you rather wear a green leprechaun hat every day or fairy wings?
Fairy wings.
Yeah. At least you could fly.
Fairy wings, my boy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
They're gonna be like
No,
super.
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Wait. Is it the tiny ones?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if they're fairy wings, they're like
that,
little.
or is it
Yeah.
like is it like a butterfly?
I'm thinking it's like the
butterfly kind of fantastic though.
Yeah.
The little baby ones that are like this.
Well, it didn't say tiny fairy wings. It just said fairy wings.
I'm
So I'm
thinking,
guessing they're gonna fit your body.
You know the girls that have the little fairy outfits for Halloween, like the young girls, like those kind of wings.
Oh yeah, easy. Leprechaun hat. I don't do hats, man. That's it.
Nice.
Here's one. I already know Derek's answer. Would you rather be able to control animals or be able to see into the future?
Yeah.
Seeing into the future sounds terrifying.
It does, doesn't it?
I like that though. But we'll go with the seeing into the future. What'd you pick?
Mine is always animals. I'm an animal guy, so I'm always gonna want to. Yeah, I'm always gonna want to communicate with animals. So yeah.
That's awesome.
They're probably gonna tell me a lot of like traumatizing things though, because being out in the wild, I'm sure is not a fun time. So I'm just gonna get trauma dumped on.
You know what's funny? I saw. I think it could have been Neil deGrasse Tyson, but someone was saying like, releasing animals into the wild is probably the worst fucking thing you can do. It's the worst fucking thing you could do.
Right.
Okay? Like, oh no, captivity, they're gonna live 3 times their lifespan and eat all the time. But
well
being a
fed. Yeah, everything.
Oh, dog, the wild is fucked.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get killed in a day, bro. Shit.
That's why Florida has such an invasive species problem, because everybody buys these animals like these reptiles and things like that. And now Florida has Burmese pythons. They've had Burmese pythons as invasive species in Florida for years.
No shit.
Yeah,
really?
you have Burmese pythons that are invasive in Florida, and they're not even native to Florida.
Oh, yeah, they're screwed.
Releasing animals to the wild is... Have you seen that TikTok of the guy who hatched 1 million frogs?
Oh, yeah.
The ecosystem.
Yep.
Fuck that ecosystem. That shit is
Wow.
absolutely fun.
Iguanas too. Iguanas are an invasive species in Florida. That's not supposed to happen. So they had a cold front. They had a cold front in Florida, and all these iguanas were like falling off of trees because they were like freezing. So you had iguanas just like raining down from trees. In Florida,
No.
That's awful.
Terrifying.
Yeah, there was iguanas all over the place.
Animals are fantastic. Do not release pets. In the
Yeah,
wild. Do
and
not
don't
fucking do that.
and don't
What
and
are you doing?
please make sure you can buy them. Please make sure you can afford the animal, because I know if you go to
Yeah.
PetSmart, you see an iguana, it's small, it's manageable. Iguanas get huge. They get very big.
They
Make
get,
sure-
like-
yeah.
They're like this fucking big.
Yeah,
It's
they're
what
like
are you doing,
they're
dog?
freaking massive. So yeah, make sure you can afford an iguana before you buy it.
Yeah, don't go buy an animal, man. Because they're cute. They ain't cute when they grown. you know?
No, not at all.
They ain't cute when they grown.
Yeah, they can hurt your wallet. That's for sure.
Here's another one for you. Would you rather have a huge booger hanging out of your nose for the rest of your life, or a pimple in the middle of your forehead for the rest of your life?
Oh, pimple. I'm choosing pimple.
Oh, definitely the pimple, dude.
Yeah.
I kind of have one right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Booger. Damn. I'd be tempted to go like this.
Yeah. And it's not like a pimple is like, okay, that's cool. Like, it's just like something that
everybody
happens.
understands that.
Yeah, but if you just have like a massive booger hanging out of your nose, it's like, dude, what are you doing with your life? It's like,
Go pick that shit. What are you doing, my boy?
Go home.
Everybody's looking at your. Why is everybody looking at my nose?
What are you looking at? Here's one that's kind of for you, because I'd say you're kind of in this area. Would you rather be famous on the internet or in real life? Which would you rather have?
That's a really good question.
And I mean, especially for like,
yeah,
all the Throttle fans and everybody that know you from that area. Would you rather them only know you on the internet, or would you, hey, I'm at SEMA every year. You see me there every year.
So that's a pretty existential one, because for most people, I would say they would want the internet, right? Because you could still have your privacy in real life. You could go out, eat, whatever. I'm a narcissist, and I love when people walk up to me. So in real life,
yeah. We actually talked to Cody Bennett, who had a truck at SEMA as well. So that was
nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah.
He was with I think his main sponsor. The truck was at Mickey Thompson, I think.
That's fucking fantastic.
I think so.
Well done.
Yeah.
I think he was number 40.
He was.
I think it was number 40.
Top
wasn't
40.
it?
Yeah, number 40.
Yep.
I think this one's kind of interesting. Would you rather have to make a 1-minute speech in front of 10,000 people, or have to kiss a frog?
That's easy. I love talking to people, man.
I think it's I love frogs.
I love frogs. I'm gonna give a 10-minute speech to 10,000 frogs.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and kiss
That's
every single one of them. Yeah.
No, I'd love to give a speech.
Okay.
I love public speaking. If I ever go to one of those shows where I'm in a corner talking to a lot of people, I love that.
Yeah.
I love making the connection with the people. I love talking to people and like talking existential shit.
Yeah.
Because real quick before we end, I don't recommend anybody every time we talked about some existential stuff. Don't fucking do it. Stay ignorant. Don't come over here.
Don't cross that threshold.
Thinking about this shit all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Ass.
Oh yeah.
Eat your ice cream.
Yeah. There you go.
Buy some pizza.
Yeah.
Fuck your girl.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Do not come over here. That pill sucks ass. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Because I get control.
Right.
But damn, there's a lot to think about.
Yeah, there's a cost to all that control, right?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Absolutely.
I do not recommend it. Do not do it.
Yeah, 0 out of 10 wouldn't recommend.
I only say it because people unfortunately stumbled upon it and have chosen unwillingly to be conscious.
Man. Hey,
unfortunate. So I'm just helping you navigate it.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Yeah, nope, it's not. Don't listen
Yeah,
to this.
hey, stop it! Hey, stop it! We're trying to ruin people's lives, not make them better. All right, so
No, that's overrated.
But last kind of question here. Just what is if you can tell us, that's great. If you can't tell us because it's secret, that's perfectly fine. Are there any plans, any projects in the works that you're really trying to either already into or trying to take off? What is
remember,
what's happening?
Secrets are sexy though.
That's true. So you could just say, hey, wait for it.
Ooh.
And then that'll be fine.
Tease me, Calvin.
I will say the sexy secret will stay secret and sexy.
Oh yeah.
But what I am doing is trying to build a community to teach young men and men alike how to be kings, and then you come to me and I'll turn you into a god.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey, how about that? All right.
I respect the hell out of that.
I just want to help people, help men especially, navigate this world so that they don't have to worry about the responsibilities of a man. You still have to deal with it, but if I could lighten the load by optimizing a few aspects of your life, being forward presentation and speech and how you present yourself, all of that, it's very simple, it's systematic, and If your goal is to be genuinely curious, I could help you. If your goal is to be a narcissist, I could help you. If you're genuinely curious, I could protect you against those narcissists.
There you go.
Now, is there a certain website we can point people towards? Is there some info you can give us that we can put at the bottom of the screen?
Not at the moment. Not
yet.
Just go to my Instagram, Calvin Cabiling. I'm gonna the thing to look out for is Calvin Ralph. That's the alias I'm going to use for this persona, these ideas, because I think Calvin Ralph sounds cool. So that's my name.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that.
It's easy to say.
Yeah.
It's definitely easier to say.
I like the fact that the community is the project.
I don't like seeing men get disrespected, and I'm over here, 5'3", having the most respect possible.
Yeah.
How do I do it? Right? I just want to give that to you, because if you're fucking 5'8" or 6 foot and you're having a tough time, stop insulting me.
Yeah.
Stop fucking insulting me.
And 5'8" is average.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm 5'3", bro. I'm fucking small.
Yeah.
When people look at me, they're like, "Damn, Calvin, I respect what you do." And I'm like, I can tell you exactly how I do it. You don't have to do anything different.
Yeah.
Just do what you know and what you've done before.
And don't take pictures with you with your dick out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I mean,
unless. I mean, hey, there might be a sponsorship deal in it. You never know.
Roman swipes. Here we go.
Yeah.
Blue Chew, baby.
There we go. All right, Calvin. Definitely 100% appreciate the time that you take out of your day just to talk with these two.
No, thank you for inviting me.
Idiots. Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate it. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you do everything you can to make sure that you're not caught with your dick out while not being paid.
Yeah.
Because it's about being paid if you got your dick out. So
we're definitely going to keep.
We're hinting. We're hinting at that OnlyFans, Calvin.
But yeah, 100%. Everybody knows the deal. Like, follow, share, subscribe. We're gonna have Calvin's information at the bottom for the episode. And we join our hands in at the end, and we all just say podcast on 3. So 1, 2, 3, podcast.
Podcast.
All right.
Let's go.
Have a great day, Calvin. Appreciate it.
You as well.
Thank you.